His release has been granted, and yet they refuse to release him. He has won his cases, and yet they refuse to release him. But I bet you, Uji Hemwata Wenyakenu, Akabu Yembuwutwe, in a short while, we are going to have our nation once again, and our Skrilla Mazin Nankan is going to join us. They can't hold him forever. Very, very soon, Mazin Nankan is going to join us, whether they like it or not. We are working on the mandate of Chukwuka, not on the mandate of man. Not because any man told us what we will do. Not because any man directs us. But because Chukwuka gave us that inspiration. Gave us the mandate to go for that which is ours, that it is time. And that is exactly what we are doing. And we owe nobody any apology for that. We owe nobody any apology for seeking for Biafra. Today, some of them that didn't believe our message are believing. Some of them who didn't see clear are seeing clear today. Some of them are still shy. Some of them are so shy because they have spoken a lot of evil. Some of them have vomited so many things that they can't be able to take back. They are so ashamed of themselves. But well, there's no point you remaining in your shame and die in shame. No. There's still room for repentance. There's room for repentance. Repent and get back online. Pursue your freedom and get it. This journey of freedom is not just for Mazi Simon Epa. It's not just for me. It's not just for Mazi Nandekano. It's not just for you that is watching. The freedom we are asking for is for everybody. And we must be free. We will get our freedom. There is nothing on earth that will make us not have our freedom. No matter what the enemy does. No matter their plan and their strategy. No matter the level they can go to. They will never, ever deny us our freedom. Because it is time. It is time. And all this provocation you are bringing to us, all this provocation you are bringing to us, up to the level of kidnapping our children, broad daylight, you are provoking us. It is not going to last for too long. The time is fast approaching. Embrace yourself. Just brace yourself for what is coming. The God of Biafra will so destroy you that you never have a place again in Biafra land. Every one of us has seen their drama they are playing. When we were telling them, do not participate in this fraudulent election, you are exposing yourself to danger. You are equally putting a signature to your enslavement. They never believed it. Master Simon Epa shouted. We did so many jingles. Do not come out to vote. Some people still didn't listen. But at least a good number of people listened. 20 million people, more than 20 million people listened, and they didn't turn up. And the few ones that turn up today, they are regretting. Many of them have repented, sent an apology and all that. But is that enough? Are you going to be consistent? You apologize today, tomorrow you are back to square one. We must have to be serious with what we want. It is either you want freedom or you don't want freedom. I believe that a good number of Biafrans want freedom. And our concern are those people that want freedom. Those of us that want freedom. We are in higher number than those who still want to be a part of the Zuluka Republic because of their selfish interest and wickedness. Those of us who said enough is enough, we are more. And that is why it is necessary for us to have our referendum. Those of you who are still busy talking about irrelevant issues, who are busy drawing people who are making success back, people that are making progress, you are busy drawing them back. What will it profit you? It will profit you nothing. Instead, it will lead you to your doom. What you are doing will profit you nothing. It will only lead you to your destruction. The earlier you change and repent, the better for you. The earlier you turn a new leaf, the better for you. Chukwuka have given us a mandate to protect. And in that mandate, every Biafran need to get involved. Every Biafran. It doesn't matter how young you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. You just saw Kamsi. Kamsi just played his own role. You saw the little young boy who made his own case. He spoke up because of the kidnap of Mazen Nandekan and his constitutional detention. That is why today they kidnapped him. A young boy paying such a price at this age of his. Then you that is an elderly person, you claim to be all at all. What are you doing? You that is of age, what are you doing? Today, the younger ones seem to be smarter and wiser than old. Today, you can no longer use the parable that says what an old man sees sitting down, that a young man cannot see it when he climbs a tree. That very adage is stupid and nonsense. It doesn't hold water anymore. When you say what an old man sees sitting down, that a young man cannot see it, that adage is dead and buried. That was then, not in this generation. In this generation, the kind of elderly men we have in Biafra land are really livered, and they see nothing. The kind of elderly men we have in Biafra land, they don't see beyond their nose. In fact, the reverse is the case. What young men see sitting down, if an old man climbed the Mount Kilimanjaro, he will never see it. That is the right language. What the young men see, the old men will not see it in this generation, even if they climb Kilimanjaro. And that is a fact. Because the young men today have some fact that these people you term to be old people, old men, fact that they don't have. The young men of today have information that these people you term to be old people do not have. With the increase in technology and knowledge, most of these old men have refused to even improve themselves. They have refused to make research. In their presence, history was banned. But today I can tell you that every young Biafra man has the history of Biafra in their palm. All thanks to the media. All thanks to our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano. The lecture of Mazen Nandekano has made every single young man in Biafra land to have the history of Biafra in their palm. This was the history that was hidden from the Biafran people. Hidden from the indigenous tribes in that country called Nigeria. It was one of the reasons they threw away history, cancelled history as a subject. That is how evil the contraption is. They don't care. They don't care in what they do. As long as what they do support their own evil, they don't care. They don't even consider you when they are making their decisions. They don't care what your suggestion is, what your own decision, what you feel or how you feel. They don't care. They will do what they want to do at any time. And that is how they operate. You see why we must not be part of this criminality. You see why we must not permit this evil entity called the Zoological Republic. We must not. No matter what happens, we must not be part of it. The only way we can make progress in life, the only way we can make headways is when we rise in unity, united, when we rise in unity to walk away from this contraption. When we walk away, we can have a better life, we can have a better nation, we can be able to make it, we can gain respect from other neighboring countries. We will gain respect. When we succeed in getting out of the zoo, we will gain respect, even from the so-called one Nigerians. They will respect us. Then and only then they will know our value. But now, as long as we continue to play with them in the same environment, they continue to see us as people who are irrelevant. They continue to belittle us and look down on us. It will continue to happen. It will continue. But I tell you, by the special grace of Chukwu, we shall overcome. Everything that we throw at us, we are going to overcome them. No matter where they are coming from, no matter the angle they are coming from, we shall overcome. We are going to dictate the battleground. You see all these things they are doing. All these provocation you are seeing, including the kidnap of Kamsi, they are all provocation. They just want to provoke us. They want to provoke us. They want to try and see what we can do. But I tell you, what they don't know is bigger than them. What they do not know is bigger than them. Our spokesperson, Master Samuel, could use that phrase, but many people don't know what that phrase means. It is deeper than you can imagine. That very phrase is deeper than you can imagine. Every Biafran, wherever you are, I always say it, prepare yourself for what is coming. Prepare yourself for difficult days ahead. It is going to get tougher as the day go by. Take it to the bank. It is going to get tougher. If you were told that they will come to kidnap a young boy in his family, broad daylight, with the whole world watching, captured on video, you wouldn't believe that. When we talked about the criminality of these people, their evil agenda, people never believed it. But today I tell you, it is unbelievable. It is unbearable. What you can see today before the whole world is something that no man can imagine. No man can imagine that this kind of thing will happen, where a little child will be kidnapped in the presence of his own family. It is so sad. But that is the height of it. But the Biafran people, we are going to react equally. We are going to take it to them at the right time. We will. We cannot continue to tolerate this. We cannot continue to sit back and watch. We cannot continue to watch our children being dehumanized, our children being terrorized, our children being taken away from us, our children being abused. We cannot allow that. We will not. We will not. They have taken this joke too far. They have taken it too far. This one is one of the evidence to show to the world that the people we are fighting, when we say that we don't want to be part of the Zoological Republic, we know what we are talking about. When we say that the Nigerian government is a terrorist government, we know what we're talking about. Because the special force that came to kidnap Kamsi, the special force is owned by the government. The special force that came to kidnap Kamsi, they are being sponsored by the federal government of Nigeria. Our spokesperson, Master Samuel, has done this position. We have seen them on several places where they appear on video. These are still the same foot soldiers they use. They march them to protect the Fulani terrorists. They use them to protect the terrorists who are attacking innocent citizens in their homes. When they attack, when the ESN come to respond, this very special force will come and back them up. We have been engaging them for a very long time. We speak about it, we talk about it, but people don't seem to believe. People don't seem to pay attention. But I'm telling you, you can now see it clearer. You know, sometimes when we say certain things, some people who doesn't know the fact, who doesn't know the truth, will think we are pushing propaganda. People who don't know the story of the real story of what is happening, they will think we are pushing propaganda, but it's not a propaganda. Every single thing we are saying here is a reality. But people don't want to hear it. The media don't want to hear it. Most of the time, you see, when we speak about this critical truth and facts, we got attacked in our channels. They try to bring us down. They sanction us. They limit our viewers simply because of we are saying the truth. But is that going to deter us? That will never deter me. I have said it and made up my mind that even if I come online, there's only one person that is watching. I will pass my message and other people can watch later. As long as I know I'm saying the right thing, as long as I know that I'm preaching the right gospel, Chukwu Okikabiyam himself will breathe into the gospel and it will reach to the whole world. The Biafrans, we have suffered a lot in the hand of the contraption called Nigeria. We have suffered a lot. And we continue to suffer. We will continue to suffer if we don't get out of this contraption this year. It is going to be worst. It's going to be worst. We knew that this country can never ever get better. That was why we said we would not be part of any electoral process. And those of us who decided to go and participate in the electoral process, what did it bring? What did the electoral process bring to you? It brought more hatred. It brought more attack. It brought more dehumanization. That is what it brought. It created more enmity for us. Look at how they blackmailed us during the electoral period. Lagos State, to be precise. We are being blackmailed of calling Lagos a no man's land. A statement that was not made by a Biafran. The person that made that statement was a former governor of Lagos State, a Yoruba man. It was a Yoruba man that called Lagos a no man's land, and not a Biafran. A Yoruba man made that statement. And you saw during the election, they used that statement now to blackmail Biafra. It is the Biafrans that are saying that. Just because they want to give the dog a bad name to kill it. The same way they preach the gospel of domination, they say the Biafrans want to dominate people. The Igbo Biafran mainly, that they want to dominate people. They want to dominate. The same message they took to other Biafran region to make them hate the Igbo Biafrans. They preached that message and some of them bought into it. Some of them are still holding on to it today. A false message that the Igbo Biafrans are very dominant. They want to dominate you. Who wants to dominate you? Instead of saying that these people are industrious, you say they are dominant. Dominant is a word of provocation. You just intentionally want to provoke people. Why don't you say that these people are hardworking? Why don't you say that the Igbo Biafrans are hardworking? Which is the right word to use? The whole world knows about it. That everywhere they go, they can go somewhere empty-handed and they come back home with something. They never come back home empty-handed. Wherever they go, they make difference. They don't only go there to exploit the area. They go there to develop the area. That is what the Biafrans do. Any place Biafrans move into, they develop it. They make it inhabitable. They create jobs for the people, locals in that area. Then instead of you encouraging them, instead of you applauding them for this effort, you turn it, twist it down, and you say they are being dominant. And that very message of dominance which Ahmadu Bello preached, still today is still sink into the brain of people. That is the genesis of the problem we are facing today. The genesis of the problem we are facing started from Ahmadu Bello, who preached that hatred and made the people to believe that Igbos are dominating, they are domineering. They want to dominate you. And it baffles me when you go back to history and check, you cannot see any place that the Igbo people conquered. Go to history, go back to history. You will never see any area that will tell you that the Igbo people conquered this tribe. They conquered this tribe and took over. They conquered this. You can never ever. Even when they had the population, they have the might, they have the strength, they have the power, they have everything it takes to dominate people. In the old Southeastern region, there are very small villages. There are small tribes, small ethnic groups around them. But every one of them is allowed to exist and function on their own. Every single one of them exists, respected on their own. The Igbo Biafrans never ever made any move to dominate anybody. Check from history. You will never read any place in history where they will tell you that Igbos conquered here. They conquered. With all the population they have, today they are about 70 million. Which kind of army they want to raise that they cannot raise? They have the money. They have the brain. What tribe would they want to conquer that they cannot conquer? If Igbo people were dominated and if Igbo people had this conquering spirit in them, do you think you will have any other tribe in the whole of old Southeastern region? In the whole of old Southeastern region, do you think you can have any other tribe apart from them? You can't. Because they stand out. Both in strength, in population, in wealth, and in brain. They stand out. But yet, they open their arms. They accept everybody. They go to your area. They come down to the lowest part. They bring themselves to the lowest level. They struggle and work their way up. And when they work their way up, they begin to make difference. And those who cannot be able to stand it, they begin to push their propagandas and lies against them. You're welcome, my brother James. Thank you so much for joining, James. This is where we are now, James. James, please kindly share the broadcast on your own platform. Share to everybody can be able to reach out and let people know that this is where we are today. We have restriction on King David Exploit Expose. They don't allow us to go live there anymore. We have restriction over there. So I'm going to be broadcasting on this very platform for the meantime until the ban is being lifted. So that is the challenge we have to face. So I am now broadcasting on this very Chooks for Survival. So please, the few people that are watching, kindly share the broadcast in all the WhatsApp group you belong. Any group you belong to, share the broadcast so that people can be able to join us and know where we are. I know so many of our viewers will be waiting and expecting us to come on King David Exploit Expose, but they can't be able to know that we are online. So please kindly share to people. And we will continue, no matter what happens. We will continue to spread this gospel. Even if it's only one person, we will continue to preach the gospel. They can never stop us. They cannot stop us. Udem Onyeme, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So we will continue to send out the information and messages. Every one of us today have to wake up. The Biafran people, the time has come when we have to build our own nation. The time is right. The time is right. We cannot continue to force ourselves into an environment where we are not wanted. These people are making this statement to us every now and again. They tell us in parable, they tell us face to face, they throw it at our face, they shout it in our ears, and yet some of us don't pay attention. It is high time we begin to pay attention to what is going on. It is high time. We have to begin to pay attention to what is going on. They do not want us. We have to move on and seek for our own way out. We have to move on. Look at what is going on now. Look at the kind of things we are facing. They have corrupted our area so much that everybody you see in Biafra today, they are all insane. They are all insane. Every politician in Biafra land, starting from the local government chairman up to the highest office, they are all bought over. No single one of them can stand up and speak for his own people. Not even one. They have been conditioned in such a way that they believe that it is only when you are playing the card of the caliphate that you can become relevant. That is what they made them to believe. That the only thing that can make them relevant politically is going against the will of their own people. And they buy into that idea. They buy into that idea. That is why when things happen against their own brother, they cannot speak out. They are so scared that when evil is being perpetrated against their own brother, they cannot voice out, they can't speak out of fear.